There's that. Okay, that close. Close that down. Make sure that I don't have. Okay, have myself pulled up on the phone so that way I can improve that. Check dashboard. Just going over everything. Okay, everything should be correct.
Yep, looks correct.
Alright. So we are back for a fifth thing.
Installment.
Yeah. Alright. Click on game. Alright. Let's see. 25 port. And the notes from blah blah and the progress of truth. He gave me 200 gold to spend, told me to go out and get some freelance jobs or get some training when I'm. Oh, so I gotta level up. Basically.
Wait, check the date on that again.
Oh.
On the quest.
Nope.
So I think that might have been the first one you got.
Day 12.
Okay.
I mean, it does look like it would be like. Yeah, because you were telling me that. Hey, Jedi. Big hearts, buddy.
Hello, Jedi.
The thing you told me is that you wish, like, if I could do one thing, it'd be to move him to the city of Vivek, because that's basically what his quest line is back and forth for a bit.
Yeah, it would have been. I wish it would have told you all you had to do beforehand.
Right, so you could gather it up.
Yeah, like do it all there while you're there, and then come back. Not back and forth like 3 times, I think. Which is quite annoying.
Okay.
But games back then, like back when this came out, were all about that kind of stuff. Where it's like, spend as much time playing the game. Like you got to get your money's worth.
Do you think I'm ready for those Telvanni agents?
What's your weapon?
A spark longsword. And my long blade is at 66. My heavy arm is at 49.
Yeah, you can go try again.
Okay. Just double. Yep. It's like, before I go. How's it going tonight, Jedi? Alright, now if I remember right, I need to reopen that job.
In
North. North in the hills. That's right, it was by that one town, right?
and it's not north. It's in Caldera. And the mines, if I remember right, are like southeast or southwest. Pull up the map real quick.
Nope, north. Caldera is north.
Oh yeah, that is. But like the mines.
Like once I get to the town where.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that's what you're referring to. Yeah.
Nope. I'll figure that out once I get to the mines.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's since my string of questions are dealing with the 9, best and first to start off would be Akitosh, which is he's the god of time and basically the over deity, right?
Kinda. Akitosh, Uriel are the same divine. Like, they may be called different things, but they're the same entity.
Okay.
Also, all but one of the divines, except for Talos and Kinnereth, are named after someone.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like real world people?
Not always directly. For Akitosh, it was named after a beta tester's sign, which is also known as the Old Smog himself.
Okay.
And like others are based off like the producers and stuff, but like a number of them are actually named off beta testers for Arena.
Nice.
Like the only deity that wasn't is Kinnereth, because Talos didn't exist back then.
Right.
In Arena. Because like Kinnereth was already in Arena before it became Elder Scrolls.
What's that? The flying
That's
thing.
the flying thing? That's a netch. Like the jellyfish.
Oh, okay.
They're harmless unless you bother them.
Okay.
Unless it's one of the bull ones.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's not coming right at you right now, it's definitely not going to.
Okay. So, was Akitosh, lore-wise, like an actual like person at some point, or just there?
No, only Tiber Septim was.
So Talos is the only one that, like, was a previous person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah. Also, Akitosh, being also Uriel, is the one who shot the Heart of Lorcain to create Red Mountain, and was one of the people who killed him.
Huh.
Yeah. But I think it was also its idea, like, that's what Lorcain needed to make, like, to basically finish making the world.
Ah.
Because it's like, it's stated where it's like, my heart is the heart of the world, and one is made to, like, serve the other, where it's like, if one exists, the other exists as well.
Okay. Interesting. Real world counterpart?
I don't
Like, is there
think there really is any of that, like, for the deities at least.
Okay.
Like gods of time.
That's
maybe, actually, if I think about it, maybe Janus, the god of passageways, because he's two-headed. The Greek god, or I think it's Greek, god Janus is the god of passageways, and also is the root word for the term janitor.
Wow.
And he basically has two faces, like one on opposite side of his head. And that's what this common depiction of Akitosh is, so that might be what he's kind of based off of, which means he's also two-faced, which makes sense that he's a divine but also killed Lorcain.
Good point. Let's see. Next, let's go with RK, who is basically the god of death, right?
The god of the cycle of life.
Okay.
Because like the god of death would be a bit different.
Okay, that's why I'm like, it's like
yeah, like RK is about natural life and death.
Okay, I went too far.
And let's see. Yeah, like RK was named after a beta tester named RK. Can't pronounce that last name. Who apparently passed away in 1998.
Oh.
But their name was RK.
Interesting. And still too far north. Let's see. So, with Arcade, obviously, like you said, a lot of them not really based off of any real world
Uh,
or outside
I
of,
would say,
the basis of.
yeah, like it's probably like I was saying with Yanis and Akitosh, it's probably something that most people wouldn't notice. Like I don't know, like I don't pay attention to real world religion that much.
Right. Fair enough. Oh, what
I haven't.
the fuck? A rat.
Oh, but yeah, like RK is the enemy of Metamarco. Well, more specifically, the Revenant Moon.
Huh.
Because when one of the moons of Tamriel, I forget which one, is blocked. It blocks out the planet of Arcade that creates the Necromancer's Moon, which just allows uh, better reanimation of corpses and the creation of black soul gems.
Okay. Which would make sense, because.
Yeah, because it disrupts the natural flow of life and death.
Alright. Let's go with Kinnereth next.
Yeah, Ginner,
Basically, from what I was reading, like, basically the god of the elements. And not in, like, the sense of, like, elemental magic, but more like nature.
yeah, the elements of nature. Also, she's supposed to be the person who created the Nords by breathing life into them on the throat of the world.
Huh. Neat.
And also, it says that she was the first to agree to Lorcain's creation of the mortal plane. So, like, she was with him, like, from the start. But it's also the idea, like, that how many of them knew they were being tricked and how many were fine with it, kind of thing.
Right.
Also, Kinrith is the mother of a demigod called Morehouse. Morehouse is a basically winged bull who is also the lover of Saint Alessia, the first emperor of Cyrodiil,
Huh.
who created the second emperor, who was a minotaur. And you notice how they don't talk about that much anymore in the games.
Right.
Because there was the Elysian Order that basically worked to erase all that kind of stuff.
Basically, it's like, this is not good for.
It's the Inquisition. We're like, we're going to get rid of the bad parts of our religion we don't like and keep all the stuff we want. That's why the statues you see of him of Morehouse and Cyrodiil is just a big guy.
Interesting.
And you fight Minotaurs in Cyrodiil,
That is true.
but it's like the idea that those are their offspring,
Right.
which technically means that each of them has divine blood. It's somewhat probably.
All right. So since Kinnereth wasn't based off of a beta tester.
Yeah, like she was in the game when it was before it was an Elder Scrolls game.
Oh.
Yeah. Like she was in the game when Bethesda took it and made it into a new game, basically. That's why it's still called Arena. Because all the marketing material was already done and they couldn't afford to pay for more.
All right.
Yeah. Like they refer to the continent of Tamriel as the arena back then, because it's supposed to be like where it's like everyone fights kind of thing.
Right.
Just an excuse to use the title. It doesn't really work nowadays. It's like that's what it was referred to as.
Okay. Kinnereth. Debella. Right, the goddess of beauty.
Yep, love, beauty, basically. Can be taken many ways, kind of thing. It's like mostly worshipped by women, and then when you see her, like her temple in Skyrim, it's basically like no men are allowed in here.
Right.
And let's see. Another beta tester named Mary Jo DiBella.
Makes sense that it would be a last name.
Well, yeah. Ah, apparently, I didn't know this. Uh, the divines, the Aedra, are technically a combination of Anu, and Padme, unlike other forces like Lorcain.
Hmm.
Anu and Padme are like the primordial forces of that create like it's basically light and dark, and like from the dark came Sithis, and then from Sithis came Lorcain.
Interesting.
But apparently, I didn't know this, but most of the Aedra are a combination of the two, which makes sense because they can be seen as both good and bad because they helped Lorcain trick all the other Elnofe basically into attempting to kill them to make Nirn.
Do I
Okay,
know
I think I found the wrong thing. In the wrong place. Because it's like, that's a guard. I'm like sneaking in. I was like, wait a minute. Those are giant.
Yeah, it's like right by the entrance to the place.
Okay.
Remember? It's where that wood elf is.
I'm pretty sure I killed him.
I think so. But it's like right when you enter the area that's like classified as the mine. There's like a door on like the right.
Oh, it's down this way. Come here, rat. I know you want to fight me.
On Mara?
Mara,
So-
the
Or
goddess.
on Debella. No, you said Debella. Sorry.
No, we were on Debella.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of who because the issue is that like there are some that I just do not remember worth the life of me.
Yeah.
Not Debella. Now, so Debella, pretty much female beta tester.
Yep. Goddess of beauty, love, and basically art. Passion, stuff like that.
Okay. Let me open the map and I'll look.
Like it's at the very northern edge of the. I think it's the one.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yep.
way.
There you go.
I forgot
It's
that
on the
I
other
had
side of
it.
the camp from you.
Yeah.
Yep. That one, the ash.
Okay, and then Mara is the goddess of basically marriage,
Of
partnership.
motherhood. Goddess
Yeah.
of love, fertility, agriculture, and compassion. Mother goddess.
That's right, yeah. I remember seeing that one thing where it's like, she is basically the mother goddess. It's like, hey.
Let's see.
So I'm guessing her Elder Scrolls counterpart would be, in a sense, the mother that is with Sithis? Or is that more of like a long
No,
shot?
that is someone else.
Okay.
Let's see. Mara, named after beta tester Marlon Westerman.
Huh.
Yeah, like I think there's only one. I think that's named after an actual producer. Yeah, like only one of them is named after a person who went on to work with the games more.
Huh. Okay.
And Mara is the wife of Lorcain.
Okay. Okay. Covered 5 so far. Trying to think of because the last one I'm saving is Telos, because
And yeah, like you meet Mara in this game,
like physically.
or you can, a avatar, but not like a known avatar.
Okay.
You technically meet 2 divines in this game.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are the other 3 that I'm forgetting?
There's Stendar,
Stendar.
Zenithar, and Julianos.
Yeah, Stendar, who is basically
God of
Balance.
mercy, charity,
Oh, okay.
justice, like the god of like judges.
Okay. So what we're gonna do here?
Let's see.
I forgot to save before coming in here. That's okay. My last save isn't that far away.
Skyrim.
Do spell absorption.
Stendar. Named after beta tester Daniel Starr. So basically, they kind of reverse the letters in his name.
Nice.
I'm trying to find like to make sure that I'm right about this. If I remember right.
Okay, one of them. Down. A much easier fight. Hey, friend.
Hello. Just talking random information about Elder Scrolls. Currently, we're discussing the 9 Divines. Which, when we get to the last one, I will have things to say.
So yeah, Stendar, the god of mercy,
Basically, the god of order and justice.
which is why they have the Stendar guys that go around to fight off. Pretty much.
No, that was more like
just
Stendar's
Skyrim?
also the god of mercy,
Okay.
and
Aw,
it's the idea like that.
thank for the bits, friend.
How many is that? I can't tell. I think
32.
Rainbow Unicorn Hearts too.
Yep. But yeah, so that order was just kind of
It's a knee-jerk reaction response to the Oblivion Crisis.
okay.
They're like all Daedra are bad.
Everything bad. Get rid of everything.
Yeah, it's basically like we gotta
Okay.
But yeah, it's like Stendar is the god of mercy. It's like I can understand him wanting to protect people, but it's like when his followers say they have no mercy for certain people, it's like that doesn't make sense,
Right.
kind of thing. It's like you
Right. It's just like
even more
Yep.
rainbow bits.
33. Thank you for the bits, Fran. But yeah,
On to next one.
yes,
Zenithar.
Zenithar. That one I always forget about, but that's because,
I actually really like Zenithar because it's like the god of creation.
Huh.
Not like of creating everything, like the god of creating like alchemy, enchanting, smithing.
the god of craft, basically.
Yeah, god of craftsmanship. That's like his symbol is literally a hammer and forge.
Huh. Neat. Yeah, friend. Thank you for stopping by. How you doing? We're like I said, like Mordai said, we're talking about Elder Scrolls stuff. So.
And just super casual. If I get something wrong and you guys can prove it, I would gladly be proven wrong. I'm definitely not the kind of person who'd be like, no, I'm right. Be like, if you can find a way to prove me wrong, go ahead. Like, I don't know everything. Like, I literally have wikis open looking at information because I'm not going to remember all this minute detail.
Right.
Zenithar, his name is after another beta tester, Steven Zen Zap.
Huh.
So, definitely a weird name.
Remind me, Mordai, how does one deal with a trap? Or,
You need a trap pick.
so pretty much I'm gonna activate it.
Yep. Like, unless you got trap ones, you're not getting...
Alright. Well, I saved, so.
Yeah, that's also one thing. It's like, where it's like, there's ones for traps, and there's ones for picking locks. Don't you have an open spell?
I bet you. Okay.
I thought you bought one.
I probably do. It's just. Yep, there it is. Unhinging.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, 40 to 60.
Alright.
And you have a pretty good chance of casting it.
Yep. Oh, it's a scroll. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you learned one.
Nope. I should, though. I do want. I did like alteration. I did add it on my list. Did you?
Yeah, like
Actually,
in Elder Scrolls Arena, like every divine had like a temple that was like associated like with like a proper temple for each of them, and like you get jobs for them. Like that's one of the things I wish they would have kept.
was working for the temples.
Yeah, like each temple is its own faction, which is kind of how it would be.
But
like they're they're knightly orders,
right? And not entirely restricted though either, because
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Flutterfish.
Yeah, proper slaughterfish too. Where you can see why they're an actual threat in some of the other games. They're supposed to be.
Right. So.
But there are worse things in the water.
Yeah.
Like the squid lobster people.
Oh. Okay.
The drow or drop. Yeah, it's like a weird pronunciation.
I have leveled up.
Nice.
And that that box was trapped, and I quickly grabbed it.
Health-based trap detection.
Well, I don't know what it did though, so.
I think it just did some fire damage to you.
Which is, you wouldn't expect that for a normal person. You wouldn't expect that as a trap. All right, so Zenith.
Yep, Zenithar.
And then
got a crafting, artsmanship,
pretty much the god of smiths, enchanters,
crafters.
alchemists.
Yeah. And then my personal favorite, Julianos. God of magic.
Okay.
It's a god of wisdom and logic. Who unfortunately is apparently not being worshipped that much in Skyrim, at least.
Well,
like there's no temple to him.
Oh.
Like if you go to all the cities, there's usually a temple to each of the divines in one of the cities.
But for
like
him,
in Whiterun, there's Kinnereth. In Windhelm, there's Telos. There's the Temple of the 8 now in Solitude. And then there's in Markarth's Temple to Bella.
Right. And
Riften and Mara.
Yep.
But there's there's no temple dedicated to just Julianos, because it's the idea of magic might be going away.
Oh, I figured it was because of the freaking college.
More probably that, and also it might be just Nords don't like magic.
Right.
But Julianos is the only of the divines to be named after an actual producer, Julian LeFay.
Huh.
What do you ask of me?
Yeah. Kind of. Video game designer and musician. Apparently he made most of the music in Elder Scrolls games, which is all fucking great.
Wow. That's kind of sad that he doesn't have much more of a following in the games, but upon finding out that, some people upon finding that would be like, well, yeah, of course you'd be egotistical and have yourself be highly worshipped.
Yeah. Like the only dedicated shrines to Julianos that you find are in like mages area, like crypts, basically. Like dungeons. Like it's just the idea of like that he might be going out of favor.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when the next one comes out.
Like I hope Elder Scrolls 6 is in High Rock because I want them to add more magic stuff. Because
High Rock's...
High Rock is where the Bretons are. And if they have Bretons, they better have good magic stuff.
Right, because they're the ones that have the dragon ability, right? Where it's like you absorb 50% of magic or resist 50% of magic, at least in this game.
The dragon skin ability is in this game, yeah, like it's resist 50% of magic, which is quite strong. Like even in other games, like they're highly resistant to magic. They're also high half elves.
So that's what Bretons are?
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Cool.
Hundreds of years of half breeding between like a human race and elves.
Neat.
Which normally is not possible because technically in Elder Scrolls, if like man and elf can interbreed, beasts cannot interbreed, but the child is always what the mother is.
Oh, like they have a specific rule.
It's the idea of like, but it's also the idea they probably did that so that they don't have to make half races for everything.
Right. Have, half.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's like the idea of like that kind of stuff is canon in the sense that like a child will always be what the mother is, with like minor traits to what the father is.
Okay. Neat. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess that moves us on to
Tiber Septim.
Tiber Septim, Telos. Does he have any other names?
Oh God, yes. He's literally technically he's multiple people.
The fuck?
Yeah. The god Talos is an amalgamation of different people.
Oh.
Like their souls became one and became Talos. Like there's Tiber Septim, General Talos, the person. There's I'm trying to remember what his name is. One of the guys, like he was another Shizareen who was also called Ysmir.
Nope.
Which is what your character is called in. Yeah, the people called Ysmir are Tiber Septim, Wolfhearth, that's what it was, Wolfhearth, Dragonborn High King of Skyrim, and Zurin Arctis. Those three people combined together to make Talos.
What can I do for you, friend?
Okay.
And I, personally, do not think Telos is an actual divine. Because when Nirn was created, the eight divines that gave their lives to do it created 8 towers that basically hold up the world to keep it existing. And like they're the 8 that basically either unknowingly or knowingly helped Lord Crane create Nirn. All the rest of the Magna-G escaped with Magnus, creating the stars. Magnus being the sun. Talos doesn't have a tower associated with him. The one that's usually associated with him, he stole.
I'm sure a healer could help.
The Walking Tower.
Huh. Which we've probably
And, like,
talked about it, but the Walking Tower is...
The Numidium. A golem made by the Dwemer. Basically as a big fuck you to all the other races for worshipping gods. Because they're like, fuck you, we'll make our own god.
Right. Okay. In your dream, a tall figure with a gold mask greeted you, saying, "There are many rooms in the house of the master. Be easy, for from the hands of your enemy I have delivered you." Seemed you had died and could see yourself laid upon a table lit by candles, but with your own hands you touched the figure, and the figure drew breath, opened eyes, and rose from the table, and the room was gone, and the world filled with light, and you awoke. It didn't let me sleep.
I might have to try again. Oh, it might be why.
No, they...
You have no fatigue. Getting kind of bullied.
Yeah, it's okay though.
But yeah. Towers are not always physical towers. Just to be aware. Like one of them is Red Mountain, a volcano. And another is a giant tree.
Right, the
green sap.
Yep.
For the Bosmer.
I had another fucking dream. Okay.
So like one of the background elements for Skyrim at least is how the elites of the Thalmor want to unmake the world by destroying the towers. Like that's why in the Mages Guild quest, the one Thalmor guy,
Okay.
I forget what his name is, Ancano, I think, says with the Eye of Magnus he can unmake the world, which probably he couldn't. I mean, like it could have helped, yeah. But like, basically the elites of the Eldmeri Dominion want to unmake the world because they feel that Nirn is a prison for their immortal spirits. Where it's like all the... Like, before the Nirn existed, everyone existed in just like a nothingness where their souls lived forever kind of thing.
In a sense, the dream, right?
Kinda. And then Lord Cain tricked basically all of them into creating Nirn, thereby binding the spirits into a physical realm that they cannot escape. And sadly, the Thalmor will eventually succeed in unmaking the world. Like, that is canon. At least for Michael Kirkbride stuff. Like, they end up winning. But not before the Numidium comes back and beats the shit out of a bunch of them. And the Khajiits get in their spaceship and fly to the moon.
Yeah, lost me at that.
Yep. Because technically the future adventure stuff that Michael Kirkbride wrote is mostly sci-fi. It's called Coda. It basically involves Vivek trying to find someone named Amaranth to become the new Godhead. And the Godhead's the person who dreams the world of the Elder Scrolls into existence.
Okay.
Kind of similar to Alice in Wonderland, like the Sleeping King, where it's like, don't wake him or the world will stop being. I don't know if you read Alice in Wonderland at all.
Alright, give me one second.
No problem. Yeah, like if anyone else has any other questions you want to ask or are interested in at all, I mean, you don't have to, but you can ask me, and I might know it, might not, but I can look it up, kind of thing, and we can figure that out. Because I like learning new things. Like I make it a point each day to learn something new, even if it's like some useless bit of information. Which my favorite of is I've stole from Venture Brothers, where penguins have a organ just below their eye that expels excess salt from their bodies.
I mean, okay.
I was telling him how like I like learning new stuff, and like I have lots of random useless facts, which sadly I don't always get to remember that I know until something in my brain makes me
Clicks.
remember. And I hate it.
It's not that.
Because like my brain's wired weird. I mean, Lewis could tell you.
Yep. But I mean, so's mine. Not.
I mean, like I could, yeah, like Lewis has seen it happen. I could be talking and forget what we're talking about when I'm looking at him.
Yep.
I've also looked right at his face and called him a different name.
Yep. I think that I'm the only one who has yet to do that. Like when I do it on purpose to remind you guys that you just called me a different name.
Yeah.
That happened with Brittany before I
Yeah.
left. It's like, good night, Rowan. I'm like, okay, good night.
And she was still in game mode, so she was kind of still working from that.
No, I understand. It's just one of those things where I'm like, for me, I'm like, okay.
But yeah, like I said, I have I had strong opinions on Talos and the fact that he is not a divine, and I'm not an Aldmeri sympathizer either. They're bad, but Talos is, while I wouldn't really even say like good deity, because like one of his first aspects of Tiber Septim was to use a giant robot to conquer all of Tamriel.
Right.
So yeah, like that's nothing a benevolent deity would do. Like Saint Alessia, the thing she did in her life was basically free all of Cyrodiil from slavery, and she was made a saint for it. But somehow Talos is made a god.
It has no master.
Right. Is that makes no sense.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's
Part of that one. Part of
but like,
that.
yeah, you were talking about the mother, the of the Dark Brotherhood earlier.
Yep.
Uh, that's Mafala. Like the Daedric Prince Mafala.
So wait, the Daedric Prince?
Yeah, Mafala is the Dark Mother.
Huh.
Because the Dark Brotherhood splintered off from the Morang Tong, which is our devout followers and assassins of Mafala. But it's like Mafala is literally the like deceiver. And it's like, why wouldn't she want a group that follow her without knowing it?
Fair enough.
Speak freely.
Elder Scrolls lore. Khajiit rule fearless plebeian.
Yeah, Khajiits are fine. I mean, they're cool. Like they have a different form to based on any of the phases of the moon they're born in. Like they can range from a house cat to a giant saber cat, or to someone who looks just like a person. Like they could look like an imperial.
Huh. I think you've told me that fact before.
Probably.
Where like depending on how they're born, it like
But yeah, like the cat ones are very good at magic and look like regular house cats. But like some of them are not able to speak. Like the big like saber cat looking ones can't speak, I believe.
So in a sense, for the power of the form, sometimes you have to.
The moons have very strong influence on the Khajiits.
Huh.
So, not all Khajiits have fur. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Like how the Khajiits in this game have like the bent backwards legs. That's a different breed of Khajiits
Right.
than in the other games. And like in our Daggerfall and Arena, the Khajiits look almost human. But with like cat-like features.
What do you want?
Nico's Earth thing, there's also big ass bipedal ones that look like a cross between a human, a feline, and an ogre.
Yeah, Nekos. Yeah, cat people. Like they're literally people like humans with cat ears and eyes.
Huh.
Yeah, and like the ones that look like saber cats are like 20 feet tall. If not like a little shorter. Like they're
Oh.
giant. Like they stand like twice as high as a regular human.
That's nuts.
But then you got ones that are the size of house cats. But then you got like ones that look like what's that? Thundercats. They look like Thundercats. Kind of thing. Where like they're like a human cat hybrid with like giant muscle.
Huh.
Like I found a chart that shows them all, and I'll send it to you, and you can post it for people if they want to see, because it's actually pretty neat, and you get to see it so you can understand like what. But yeah, like there are 2 moons, so for every phase of the moons, there's a form of Khajiit. And like while like yeah, like
Double check to make
I
sure
don't play the Khajiit that much, like honestly, like really at all. But that's more because like I like playing human races, like humanoid races or elves. Like my favorite race is Breton.
I think when I first started, I think when I first started playing Elder Scrolls, obviously I can't remember the first time I played Morrowind. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Oblivion, I would say that I started with a Khajiit, just because the night eye ability. I thought it would be more prevalent.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
And then I went to Nord because of,
Warrior stuff.
yep. And then when I went to Skyrim, I started as a Nord, and then I ended up doing a Argonian, going off of the idea of basically it's like, I'm a lizard person, I'm the Dragonborn, I am a dragon, thank you very much.
Oh, like all your kobolds basically.
Yeah, how all my kobolds end up being dragons
Yeah.
in D&D.
I like it's elves or Breton really for me, because like I like magic stuff.
Yeah.
So it's usually either Dumner or Altmer, and then usually Breton.
Right.
Its scent is unfamiliar.
Hello.
And then
I don't know if I can help you, but
yeah,
I'll try.
now I'm more on Breton because I tend to play a spell sword style playthrough.
Yeah. I mean, my current playthrough of Skyrim is full Necromancer, so I'm a Breton, of course, because they're excellent at conjuration.
Right.
Which, because of the mods I have, there's an actual necromancy skill I have that I'm training that I practice by raising the dead and dissecting corpses,
Khajiit Battle Master.
like a Whisper Fang or like a Weapons Master kind of thing. Because Whisper Fangs are like fucking badass. It's like, hey, you know that race that has claws? We also made them monks. It's like it's one of the most stealthiest races in Tamriel. Good luck. Like one of the only higher races that can see in the dark. So it's like, of course they're going to be like master assassins, basically.
Okay, I need to get the code book from this lady.
You can try and persuade her. Like, what's her disposition?
59. 10? Weapons Master, hand-to-hand, and destruction magic included.
Yeah, like, monks in Elder use magic. I wouldn't say destruction magic exactly, but it's like they use, like, alteration and illusion.
Huh.
Like, look up the class thing for it in Morrowind, at least. Morrowind. Classes. And Morrowind, hand-to-hand, obviously, unarmed. Athletics, acrobatics, sneak, block, marksmanship, light armor, restoration, and blunt. It's when it switches over to Oblivion, because they don't have unarmored, so they switched them to have alteration as well.
Okay. Right, because then you can alter yourself to have more,
like, protection. It's basically to semi-replicate their
capabilities.
unarmored ability. Yeah. But honestly, I'm currently using destruction magic in my playthrough because, like, one of the spells I also found is a spell called Soul Drain, where if I kill people with it, I steal a part of their soul and it makes me slightly stronger. Yeah. I mean, like, it's not like per one. I have to build up points to spend in doing stuff. And that ranges from anything from increasing stats to increasing how fast stats regenerate to how powerful my spells are.
Welcome, friend.
But it's like, it's not something like, for each one I get like this. It's like, no, like, I get like 1 or 2 per person I kill with it, and some of them cost like 400.
Greetings, Nord. What can I do for you?
Right.
So it's like, it's definitely the long-term thing for it. But also, the more I use it, the more powerful that spell gets, which is nice.
Train all of those.
Yeah, like, I rarely ever play Elder Scrolls anymore without some type of magic involved.
Right. Well, you know.
And I mean, like, playing a monk in Skyrim, if you do stealth, is actually pretty cool because you can do like the suplex.
Right, I've seen the suplex and it's just like, that is awesome.
There's ones like that in Fallout 4 where you like do like a reverse choke lock and break their neck. You have to hit the power attack when you're sneaking.
Huh.
Yeah, like, I didn't know about that either. Well, because I don't usually play melee stealth in that game.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
But yeah, it's got sneak attack executions for unarmored, which I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
Neat.
Because it's not like you just do a regular attack, you have to do a power attack.
How may I help you, Lord?
But like, what's the move called where you get the guy in the ground where you're like on the ground first and then you have them in like a chokehold? Or do you not know what that move would be called? Because like, I know you know more about wrestling than I do. Like, I know more passive stuff.
So you get him in a chokehold with your arms?
Basically, you're laying on the ground with them on top of you, and you have them in a chokehold from behind. Basically, you pull them down to the ground and choke them out.
It's a standard chokehold.
Okay. yeah.
Sometimes it's called the sleeper hold.
You definitely don't put them to sleep.
I mean, you can if you time it right.
I mean, like, not in the game, though. You just
Well,
break their neck.
All right, I've loaded up my. I've leveled up a few
Can you
things.
finally cast Levitate? Nope.
Nope.
Still 0%.
You know what? We're gonna go rest. We're gonna level up. We're gonna work on this.
So, yeah, but like, going back to the divines, each of the divines is technically, except for Telos,
Tidings and good wishes
mostly.
to your friend.
Each of the divines is technically worshipped as a different deity in other cultures.
Huh.
Like, they all have their different names and different things, like, that they're, kind of associated with. You're not increasing endurance?
As much as I want to, like I'm starting to do my thing.
Yeah, your
where,
endurance is high enough for now.
yeah, it's like
Okay.
because like my strength is like I increased it to. It's like at some point I'm just going to have to not be increasing anything that is endurance or strength based, which is what my minor skills are all are.
You don't have to worry about min-maxing, because like the equipment you get in this game really helps, like from the main quest.
How does the day?
So,
Like it's quite strong.
okay. In Surin. Where the fuck is that?
What place?
Told me that Sozo in Surin owes somebody gold. I must get the debt money.
You're in the Fighters Guild?
Yeah, it's a Fighters Guild quest.
Debt collector.
I'm gonna see if I can ask about the
Surin.
town.
No.
Runs a corner club in Surin. Okay, didn't really help me.
Anytime, friend. I'm right here.
Welcome.
It's in.
Classic Elder Scrolls. We're not gonna tell you where to go.
Yeah, still Strider to Surin.
Oh. Okay. Easy as.
Yep. Also, if you really wanted to, you can get Umbro while you're there. Pretty close.
Get what?
Umbra. The sword. Yeah, good luck. Where'd the person go?
Oh.
What happened?
It is illegal to wait here. You need to find a bed. Okay.
Huh.
Oh boy. I mean, if
Did
I have to,
There you
that's
go.
a long ass fucking trip. Right?
You can try the Mage Guild. I mean, it's probably not going to lead you right to it.
Nope, that is a good point.
It's slightly east of Vivek. But, like, I'm more concerned of why that person was not there.
No, I know. That's why it's like.
Yeah, it's rather close to Vivek. So, like, if you really needed to, like, you should be able to get a Silt Strider right to there. At least, go to Vivek and then go to there.
Right. Oh. My
What
thought.
happened?
No.
Oh, they fell off?
Yeah.
We make a special
Oh.
drink just for
Oh,
you.
God, that's annoying.
Same low price.
That's one of the problems of having people not walk around, is if they get moved at all.
Oh, that's actually a decent distance from.
But you're going to a strip club.
Hmm.
And I mean that quite literally.
House of Earthly Delights.
Yeah.
Let's go shake down somebody for money. God, old school video game dance.
Just,
Right. This is.
Can you ask your question quickly?
I mean, you can go up there and pay them. I believe, I don't remember. I think. Try and persuade her. Be like, hey, here's some money. Do you want to pay me money?
Moon sugar. Alright,
Which,
thank you. I just.
there you go.
It's like
You spent 200 and got 200 back.
I could have paid their debts for it. Been like, I have the money for them.
That's basically what you did there. You're like, okay, fine, I'll pay your debts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
It's like you gave me money and then convinced me that you want the money. It's like it's basically what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you gave them 200, got their disposition to like 80 something, and then
It's like,
they
I'll
gave
pay
you
your debt.
the 200 back. So it's like, I could see that being basically you being like, okay, fine, I'll pay your debts, and like, oh, thank you.
Okay, so I got to remember that he is on the ground.
Down
on his
there.
feet.
There are ways to move them around. You have to get like a command humanoid spell.
Great.
Yeah. That's like one of the tricks to get like the mud crab merchant to a better place for you to talk to him.
Right.
Well met. Greetings.
Debt money. Yes. Oh, I only used 100 of my own money because she gives you 100 back. Questions? Okay. Orders. Bounty contract on the Orc Durogrubal. It's now all living openly in the Okay.
He lives in Balmora.
I know, I'm just like
She does.
Oh. It's a she?
Apparently from the picture. I know it's kind of hard to tell with orc names, but yeah.
True.
Technically, it's actually very easy if you know Grow and Gra.
What up, Valiant? So, I'm gonna guess Grow is a male.
Yep, and Gra is female.
What's the term for that part? Like when you have multiple parts to your name. Oh, they have a big ass house.
Who?
The person that supposedly has a contract on them.
Mm.
They are the first house on the right. Across the river. It's got like a tower on it.
Yeah, Valent, we're just talking about Elder Scrolls stuff like usual.
Yep. You missed the
And,
conversation about the Divines.
Yeah, and my very strong opinions on Telos not being one of them.
Which I don't disagree. I mean,
Like if he went away,
Adventure lies
one of the,
beyond
like
the
it's
city.
basically it's like he did not help make the world, and his loss will not keep it from
falling
existing.
apart. Right.
Yeah, the Divines will though. Also, just yeah, like if anyone remembers the picture I posted in the Discord of the solar system. If I can find it again, at least for myself.
Yep.
But yeah, like each of the Divine's corpses is a planet.
It's actually in my the image gallery on the Discord, so I will
Yeah.
do.
Like the corpses of the Divines are planets. Same with Lorcaine. Like he's the two moons.
All right, give me 1 second. I got Kimby wants me to stretch for a bit, so I'll
No
be
problem.
back.
And then also each of the Daedric princes is technically not the person you see and talk to. They are also a planet. Like they are technically their realm, their realm where they come from. Like Sheogorath is the Shivering Isles, which is a planet that floats around Nirn. It's just like the physical embodiment of them. Yeah, like Valiant, like the metaphysical stuff is the stuff I really like about the Elder Scrolls because it's just so weird, and it's like not like on the surface, Elder Scrolls looks like stereotypical fantasy RPG, but then when you get into like the background stuff for it, it's definitely not. It's like the whole world is a dream that someone dreams, and then like just like how weird stuff is great.
Okay. What did I miss?
Me telling people about how the Daedra are actually planets.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like I would say it's basically the equivalent of Ego the Living Planet, where it's like they are both the thing you were talking to in the human body, but also the thing you're standing on. Kind of thing. Where it's like they're
In a sense, like Ego from...
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, basically.
Okay. So, since there's just a bounty on this person, I just attack?
I believe you can kill them.
Okay.
I'd say save first.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Okay, I already saved. Okay.
Yeah, because the picture I have that's on the wiki for them is her attacking you. So I'm like, I'm guessing you got a fighter.
You will bring me great.
Oh, 3 hits. Oh, 4 hits. Must block the other one.
Oh, that one you missed. There was no blood.
Oh. Well, I guess since she's dead, I just should clear out everything.
Yeah, because in Morrowind at least, there's no like steal tag. It's basically you can't sell something back to the person you stole it from. That's all.
Neat.
It's like Fallout, where it's like you can't steal from someone and sell it back to them.
Right, because then they're like, I know what this is.
Yeah, it's like ownership tags basically, where it's like they recognize it as something that was theirs.
Unhinging scroll.
Yeah, we've already discussed the Divines. Is there anything else you want to talk about related to them at all?
I was gonna say the real world counterparts, but then I was remembered
Yeah, it's like if there is, I don't know.
if they were based off a specific one or not.
It's more that they were based off a person, just a name.
Are the Daedra in a similar way based off something like that?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at that because that would actually be interesting. Though I think that the Divines are the ones that are like that. I believe.
Okay. I should not have been stealing these things. The vase, however, that's worth it. Just all stacked into
Like while I'm looking this up, like if you had to, which deity in Elder Scrolls would you worship?
Probably Kenrith.
There's like
Because
goddess of natural elements.
yeah, and basically just kind of like the attitude that I am, and
Yeah,
The-
being a pantheist. Or not pantheist.
yeah. But a telekinesis potion, and I created it.
I know that's like what?
Also, going off of my kind of like using a real world aspect of myself, my dad, he's a hunter.
Yeah. Like Kenrith is definitely like kind at least. But technically clarifying that like kind is the name that she used when she created the Nords. And she's like the goddess of hunters. Like her symbol is the hawk.
Ooh.
So like the Nords worshipped the divines as animals. But they also did worship Alduin. And like Alduin became Akitosh to them because of the Imperial coming in and be like, yeah, like those gods you worship are actually our gods. So you can join us and not have religious issues. You know, like what happened in real life with Christianity.
Yep. Absorb.
Yeah, the stars are the holes left in Aetherius, to Aetherius, by the Magna G, which are like the spirits that got away before they were consumed by Lord Cain creating Nirn. The biggest of them is Magnus, the god of magic.
Huh.
He made the sun. So you can tell the difference of power levels there. And the sun is technically the source of all magic in Nirn. But like the stars are a little bit too, because like in Oblivion you find out that the Iliad worship and harness starlight, because like they believe in like the four elements, like like water, air, earth, but they believe fire is a corruption of light, so they worship light as an element.
Huh.
And they see starlight as the purest form of that, and that's why they have the Iliad wells, which are like harness starlight and make like the Welkin stones and like all that stuff. Like their magic is fueled by starlight, which also makes sense why a race that's dedicated to starlight mainly worship a deity who a Daedric prince that used to be a Magna G, Meridia. Meridia basically left and then came back. Basically, she tried to come back and got kicked out and is not allowed to return.
Interesting.
Like she thought she could just come back and forth. And honestly, people calling Meridia a good Daedra are wrong. Meridia is one of the main deities of the Iliad elves, and she helped them enslave and torture tons and tons of people in Cyrodiil. She gave them the Auroran soldiers, like the gold armored soldiers you fight in Oblivion.
Oh.
And Umaril the Unfettered is like related. I think like ascendant of hers, like has like some of her power, I believe. So like she's not good. Just because she's anti-undead does not mean she's good.
Right.
Like she's basically follow me or die kind of thing. So you know, which is high hypocrisy. Where it's like I'm pure and good. It's like no, definitely not. But it's like yeah, like the stars and the sun are all punches, holes in like the fabric. I forget what it's called. I think there is a name for it in the picture. There's not a name exactly, but that's like where all the afterlives are. Like that's where Sovereign God's located on the outside in Aetherius, on the other side. Like the picture just shows basically a planet with a hollow inside where all of Nirn and the Elder Scrolls games exist.
Well, apparently I need to go to Vivek or Sadrith Mora or Aldruin.
She's basically saying you can go get jobs from these people too.
You have expended the amount of jobs that I have.
Yep. So she is the leader of the Fighters Guild, I believe.
Huh.
Yep, Master at Arms. She is. Let's see. Let's see. Fighters Guild. Rank. Nope, she is not the leader, actually. She's like fourth in line. Like out of the 9 ranks there are, she is 7.
Oh, wow. Bless you.
That's yeah. I got it confused because the other one is another Nord who has like 3-part name. Is the guild master of the Fighters Guild. Yeah, like if anyone's interested in like the more like weird parts of Elder Scrolls lore that are technically canon but not canon, look up Coda with a 0. It's C0DA. It's writings by Michael Kirkbride that are set after all the Elder Scrolls games, and it's kind of like a sci-fi story about like the ending.
Okay,
I haven't read them because I'm not really interested in that part of it, at least because it's like his stuff is a bit too weird for me in that sense, because like he has like all that poetic language stuff, and I'm like,
okay, weirdly written.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, weird.
I'm like,
you fucking interface.
Like, yeah. I'm like, I like sci-fi, and I mean, like, 90% of the books I read are horror books.
Stephen King.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
So I went from reading Goosebumps in elementary school to reading Stephen King right when I was leaving elementary school.
I'm gonna guess the quickest way for me to get to this dwarven room that the Mages Guild quest is towards is to just travel to Siren by.
Yeah, like go to a city closest. So you're doing a Mages Guild quest right now?
Yeah, because I'm maxed out on the Fighters Guild.
Okay.
So I figured
what's it called?
the quest?
Yeah.
Mages Guild. It's up on the screen. it's a dwarven ruin. So
okay,
like,
you didn't get that from the Khajiit lady, did you?
has fault. Antiballs.
Okay.
And then there's another one called I'm Not a Necromancer, which would be probably just convincing or improving my disposition with the character to be like, are you a necromancer?
Necromancy's not illegal. It only becomes illegal in Oblivion, which, in my opinion, is stupid. It was the wrong choice to make for oh God, what was the name? I'll look it up. I'm also, if people aren't aware, I'm very bad at names. Like that's something I do not remember.
Well, it's like my the favorite fact from when we were the LARP, was that the fact that the first undead were created by a life elemental.
Yeah. Hannibal Traven. Hannibal Traven's the one who outlawed necromancy in Cyrodiil, for the Mages Guild at least, which caused all the necromancies to be like, okay, fine, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing in secret, because all that does is encourage they'll do that anyway. Like the people who see necromancy as a way to get power will just keep doing what they're doing, and those who wish to practice it to protect other people from it, or at least to understand it, will be forced to leave as well, or to stop doing that. I mean, like, I'm a necromancer, not in like reality, but like that's what I do.
That is the character Mordai.
Like, I am Mordai, the necromancer. Like, it's like a tool. Like, they a little bit of a spoiler, but like in the new Castlevania season, one of the necromancers, like the Spirit Forge guys, which are basically necromancers, describes it as like it's like you are a tool. A hammer can be used to build a wall or kill a person. It's like, and I will use you how I see fit. It's like, it's not the thing that is evil, it's the people who make it so.
It's the
It is
people
intent.
who use it in a specific way.
Yeah. Are you stuck?
No.
Okay.
I
mean, you're right next to a temple. All you have to do is teleport.
No, it's just me trying to get out of the city, but like not having to travel that long of a way. But I guess I'm traveling a long way either way.
Yeah.
But fighting things.
Yeah, like stuff like that is basically the equivalent of like any type of dangerous thing where it's like, if you understand it, you'll be better able to deal with it.
Right.
Like, not knowing about it just makes you afraid of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, you know, when it comes down to you, me, or Adam, even though I am not a fan of dealing with spiders,
Oh, yeah.
I will be the one to do it. But
Like, "Oh, see ya."
But it's more than just the fact that, you know, I'm not that good at collecting them to get them outside, so I just...
Like, yeah. Like I've said before, I'm fine with them being outside. They can be outside all they want. That's where they live.
God.
I live inside. I'm just a fire beetle.
Makes sense. There's giant hut steams in this area.
Yeah. Yeah, like Morrowind has lots of insects and lizards, which makes sense for a volcanic island.
Right.
You know, you gotta have things that can survive in that kind of environment. But like, Morrowind's not just all volcano either. You haven't even seen like the really nice looking parts of it. Like, you're just like in the what's the name of lava flows? Like old lava flows. Like that's where you're walking. Like the ground here where it's all gray and cracked. Like that's old lava flows from the mountain.
Yeah,
But there's like places up north, east and stuff where you actually get into like forest and plains.
like we're not desolate lands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you got to remember, volcanoes are actually very good for the environment after they erupt.
Yep.
Because the amount of like nutrients they put into the soil, like supercharges plants. That's why like at least some volcanic deities, like in like Hawaii and stuff, are seen as both creator and destroyer deities.
Right, like how in Moana,
Yeah.
by taking
Yep.
the heart of creation from the one goddess.
All she knew how to do is destroy. Yeah. Because it's a volcano is both. But yeah, like I'm really looking forward to the remake of Morrowind in the Skyrim engine. Like from the trailers I've seen like a little while ago, it looks pretty interesting.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So, with the Divines being named after specific
Mostly beta testers.
beta testers, were the Daedras based off of any real world people / users?
Yeah, not that I could see, from at least far as I can tell.
Okay.
I think it's more that they're like based on like, at least some of them are based on like fictional deities.
Okay.
Like Hermaeus Mora is Cthulhu kind of thing.
Okay. I'm gonna guess
And then
like she.
Mephala, you know, like the whole idea of like the Fate Spider. But yeah, like as far as I can tell, I might just be looking in the wrong place, kind of thing.
That can be a thing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, the problem is like with stuff like this is like some of the information is just splintered across different wikis and stuff. Like not all of them have all the stuff about them, and that's like honestly frustrating.
Right. So there's not a unified wiki that has
Like all like the useful information. Oh, okay, and once again, Reddit is the place where I find at least. Yeah, Daedra princes. Where do their names come from?
no, an actual dust storm animation. Neat.
Oh yeah, like if you go into third person, your character has your hand in front of your eyes. And if this is a blight storm, which it looks like it is because it's red, you might get diseased. Because like there's common diseases and blight diseases, and then there's corpus, which is like a high disease, which so far has no cure.
Oh, I was spoiled on a specific character that has it.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want. I literally don't want to talk about him until we actually get to that
Yep.
point.
No problem.
Because to me, it's the best way to do it. Like, save it, or at least until we get closer to them. Be like, we're gonna end up meeting this thing. Because that's how I view him. He's not a person. He is a thing now. Only because of how much is left of him.
Yeah. It seems that most of the Daedra's names are just play on words. Like Clavicus File. Apparently Molag Bal means Firestone.
Oh.
Like, stuff like that, it seems. At least from as far as I can tell. From like the descriptions people are putting in here. And yeah. It seems like they're just, a name they picked for him. I don't think they're named after any real world equivalent.
Okay.
Etymology.
So,
Names.
let's see, Cthulhu.
Oh, that's the origins of names, of how they're named. Okay, yeah, like someone made a etymology list of them, like where their names come from, like what they mean. Like Azura is it says a compound of A and Azura, which is not and light being, which makes sense. It's the goddess of twilight. Stuff like that. It seems where it's like Clavicus File's name comes from the Latin word vilius, which means cheap, which makes sense for someone who wants to do with bargains.
Right.
Didn't know this either. Hermaeus Mora. Mora is the word for forest. And the Nords, the ancient Nords, called him the Woodman.
Huh.
So it makes sense. Yeah, it's things like that. It seems they have compound names based on what the ideas that they are.
Okay. So you're saying they're all based off of other fictional deity-like characters, like Hermaeus Mora being Cthulhu?
Well, the idea is usually like roughly. I mean, Hermaeus Mora is obvious. Like he's an eldritch being, and technically he is not a full Daedra. He is the leftover remnants of the making of Nirn.
Oh. So he's basically it's like, alright,
The cast-offs of the creation of Nirn.
It's like, I'm done making it on my desk. I'm going to put this up, and then I'm going to clean off my desk, and it just makes its way back to the creation.
Yep. And Mehrunes Dagon is like he is from a place called Lang, which is described as being sideways to Nirn. And from the things I've heard, it's theorized that he is their version of a Numidium.
Huh.
And Mehrunes Dagon, from Oblivion, he is not technically evil. His goals is to destroy who's in charge. So of course the people in charge would see that as evil.
Right.
Because the people from Lang made him to destroy their slave kings.
So this is interesting.
Oh yeah, it doesn't work, of course.
Right, but it's like, obviously it was a mobile.
Of course they would. I mean, they make...
Yeah, they made a giant walking tower.
I mean, just in general, they have golems everywhere.
Walk off, bird thing. Ooh. Ah, can escape now.
But yeah, the Dwemer, a race so smart they literally naffed their way out of the universe. By accident. Because... Yeah, the Dwemer use the Heart of Lorcain and the tools of Kakarnak, which is Keening Cinder and Wraithguard, to try and tap into the power of the Heart of Lorcain, which is the heart of the world, where all the power comes from, kind of thing. At least from Lorcain's source.
Right.
To create the Numidium into a god. Into their god. And in doing so, they basically they were attempting to achieve Chim, which is to see the world as a dream. And there's two things you can do there. It's achieve Chim and become a deity, which is the equivalent of a lucid dreamer, where it's like, I can do whatever I want because none of this matters. Which takes an immense amount of willpower to, in the face of all reality, to say you still exist. Or what is referred to as zero summing, which is divide by zero. It's like you don't exist and you were a thing in a dream. It's like, oh, boom, gone. And that happened to nearly all Dwemer at the same time. When that happened.
So I had to find a guy who disappeared with the excavation report. Somehow. So I need to figure out a way into the lower levels.
Test of pattern section.
That's what this...
Quickly found inside. Sinks. Yeah, enter the test of pattern section to find altar cranks along the northeastern wall.
Okay. So you gotta find the door.
Oh, yeah, it's like a bed's not gonna last like 1,000 years. But like all their metalwork does, of course.
You said along.
Which I wish they would have stuck with this type of style, like rusted metal,
Right.
for the Dwemer.
You said he was along the right or left?
Northeastern wall. It's a bunch of cranks.
Oh, the test of patterns. So I gotta. In a sense, unlock the doors.
Yeah, it looks like you have to use them to get into there. Do you want me to just tell you? If I can find it.
So I turn the crank, and it changes what the speed on this. Oh, I have to do the specific speed for the thing.
Oh, careful, you're getting killed right now.
I know.
Kinda got hit by a cloud of poison or something.
Yep, that's what I get for doing it wrong.
I think, yeah, I think you have to do it in an order, maybe. Turn the east crank in the test pattern section. Are they named anything, or is this crank?
Crank. Oh, east, so it would be the one farthest to the right. But, just so I don't.
Yeah, you don't have to heal again.
Okay, that. Okay, east.
Oh, there you go. I believe that might have worked. It didn't kill you or attack you at all.
Okay, and that was it. Or is there more to open up?
That's all it seems to say. Just turn the east crank.
Okay. Do-do-do-do.
Yeah, using the easternmost one will open a door to the south, revealing a door to the lower levels.
Which is how
The other ones are traps and do damage to you.
Okay.
So it's
Basically me just trying to find.
But now there are golems in here.
Okay.
Also, don't pick the scrap metal off them because it's very heavy.
Yep. Okay.
Unless you immediately want to use it for potions. Also, at least Morrowind based Dwemer constructs do not work off island. Like if you attempt to take them, like if you manage to subdue them and take them away, they stop working once you get a certain distance away. But then turn back on once you get back.
Oh, so like if somebody was to
Try to steal them.
they have a range. Interesting.
Like I don't know if that's true about the other ones, but they talk about it in ESO a little bit about how like there's like an operating range, how like each of the golems is basically tied to like the city they're built for. And if you get too far away from that city, it's usually they stop working. Which makes sense. The Dwemer would of course do something like that. They don't want the other races to figure out anything about their constructs. Because like even without the Dwemer, people barely understand how the construct works. Like the one who does the most is literally a god, Silthasil. And he said, I believe, says he doesn't fully understand how some of the things work. Cause it's the idea of like, see how fucking heavy that shit is?
Oh yeah. And you can't really sell it to anybody.
Because it's the idea of like they make their constructs with pure logic, and that's it.
So people really can't just. Really
So
get...
like, someone who doesn't just exist as pure logic, with Soul does not. He's like wisdom and logic kind of thing, like intellect.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, like he understands it a bit, which he's understood enough to make a clockwork city of them, and to work on perfecting their designs. But like he doesn't fully understand like how they work, I believe.
Okay, so that's coming really quickly.
You're running low on potions.
A health potion.
Use your healing magic. You have no magic.
I have scrolls.
Ah.
That's why I was like. I got that. I also have the ring.
Oh yeah.
You have used it up. It's like, no shit.
But being in your equipment will recharge it slowly.
Dwemer boots.
There you go.
Ancient
How much
door
better
key.
are they? Your light boots.
Let's see the light boots.
Now you got robot feet.
Oh. Light boots.
You have an
Two.
R.
So it went from a 2 to a 34.
Yeah, just toss those things in the ground because you're almost overweight.
Alright.
Now you got robot feet.
Hey, I got it. Hey, shield.
Oh, Dwemer shield, nice. And
Got
more
9
keys.
more points. You are over encumbered. Oh no shit.
Yeah, by like 9 pounds too. Eesh.
Well, I had the scrap metal, but I was planning on
Making potions.
trying to. But I don't want to use the raw ebony. So never mind. Hey,
So
and there
none.
goes 100 pounds.
Yep. And that's all they're useful for, is for alchemy stuff, so it's not like in Skyrim where you can make armor from them.
Right. And then also drop the dead guy's equipment. And re-equip my sword. Just come back. Yeah, he's dead. Where did you get those boots and that shield?
I mean, people know about Dwemer stuff. There's people, like, you find people that wear, like, full Dwemer sets. At least a couple, I believe.
Is there... Oh.
Yeah, there's stuff up there. Which looks like one of them is getting ready to attack you.
It cast a fire spell at me.
Actually, I think that might have been a disintegrate spell. It did no damage to you. It's trying to destroy your weapons and armor or something.
Let's check with...
Check the red status thing on your...
Oh, drain willpower.
Okay. 45 seconds, so you're fine.
I was just checking to see if I actually had made a willpower potion. Just one.
Only some things permanently damage stats, I believe. Like one thing undead does. Like, it does semi-permanent strength damage.
Okay, looks like I'm heading to Aldrunligan.
How can I help you?
Alright, world map. It is...
Aldebrun.
What would be the fastest way to get there? Caldera has a... What? Divine Intervention?
You're pretty far over to the east, so you might... but it will still bring you to a city. Like,
Okay.
the interventions usually bring you to a city.
Okay.
Like, divine is for the divines, and the Civi's intervention is for the tribunal.
Okay.
Like the temples.
Molag Mar.
Yeah, but you're still in a city, so you can go find transport.
They're watching you. Scum.
Sorry. Like, we're watching you, Scout.
Yeah, pulling out your weapon actually lowers their people's disposition a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, Silk Strider.
Ugh, sorry, I only had like 4 hours of sleep.
Dude, you went to bed at fucking, like, 11 last night.
Yes, I know.
Or no, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, rough. I'd say closer to 11, honestly.
Well, yeah, the fall asleep.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so...
I woke up at like 1:30.
Okay, so this is like Vivid, where I have to travel through the city down.
Or you could just jump.
Speaking of jumping. Level acrobatics. Which ironically, like, it is one of my minor skills, but it is very fucking low.
Yeah, well. And you're never going to be able to jump very well in it, even with maxed out, because you have heavy armor.
Right. Worth a shot, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you want really high acrobatics, play a vampire. They get like a plus, like a good plus to it. So like, even like a first level vampire can jump really pretty high.
I mean, I guess that there's specific drains that you can actually go through.
Probably. Or there might not be none in this area.
Yeah, well, either way, I gotta find sisters.
Yeah.
Or a ramp. Yeah, I knew you were coming at me the second I saw you.
So you just be careful, because from what I remember, there are some Daedric shrines underneath cities sometimes.
Okay.
In a few places. At least one for Shirogoreth is.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that being said, save again.
Yeah.
Classic hero training in the sewers.
Just fighting rats.
I mean, let's
With
see.
no magic or stamina. Just stealth.
Like, you are, like, just straight up not having an okay day, are you? It's like,
Yeah,
no,
do you see how
fine.
quickly your skills level in this? Like your one-handed is already 70.
Attracted Blackheart Blight.
Yep. Yeah, like there's a bunch of different diseases in this game.
You are over encumbered.
You better hope you have a cure disease potion. And it better be the right kind of disease.
Common.
Nope. Blight. I believe. You can try common.
Did nothing.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to drop 30 pounds. Do you have any scrolls of cure?
Common.
Just common?
Uh-oh.
What?
Well, OpenMW just forced shut down on me.
Oh. Hey, you saved before you got diseased.
Yep. And with that being as late as it is, I'm gonna call it there.
I mean, like, if you don't have to stop just because I'm a little tired.
No,
Okay.
we're almost at the 2 hour mark, so it's a decent cutoff time for my normal way of streaming.
If you say so.
No, I usually cut off at the 2 to 3 hour mark, so it's like, this is a good mark. So.
Okay.
Alright, I know exactly who I'm going to raid. I'm going to raid Jedi, because I'm guessing that his D&D session either ended and he wanted to stream, or it didn't happen. But he is playing the Mass Effect Legendary edition,
Nice.
remaster.
Oh
And
yeah, that's been pretty good so far.
he's never played Mass Effect.
Ooh.
So, I've been enjoying watching him play through it.
Nice.
So we'll get that set up to go.
But yeah. And just so people are aware, I will be on vacation.
The next time we stream, which is 2 weeks from
Yeah,
now.
so we won't be doing that.
Well, next week I'm on vacation, so
That too.
basically I'm gonna have, when it's normally Elder Scrolls is when I'm gonna have to figure out to do something.
Yeah. Oddly enough, me and Lewis are both going vacation to the same place.
Just a week
Didn't
different.
plan. Yeah.
So, all right, guys, I will catch you later.
Bye.